Welcome, everybody, to Den Excelsior, the mostly Marvel show. I'm your host, Ricky. With me, as always, Dennis.
What's up?
V for Vendetta. Episode 203, we were talking about V for Vendetta. That's the guy with the meme mask. The meme mask movie.
Did you remember the 5th of November yesterday?
No.
Did you watch the movie yesterday?
No.
Did you watch it today?
Yeah.
So you missed it by a day? Well, I'm excited to talk about this later.
I would see people talk about that, or like, how to say this nicely. Members of the Fedora community would remind me of the 5th of November, and
the Fedora community. I don't know what the Fedora community is. You have to enlighten
people who wear fedoras.
I don't know anyone who wears fedoras.
When you're in a community college CS class, there's a few dudes that wear fedoras.
I see.
Anywho,
we're off to an exciting start here.
Yeah. How was your 5th of November? Since
I think it was great because it was a post-election day, and I'll say this, just so that we can get us on track. I wanted us to watch V for Vendetta. It's like for a month now. I've wanted us to watch it on this week. It doesn't matter to me that we didn't record on Tuesday because you weren't feeling up to it. It's okay. It doesn't even matter that we're recording on the 6th of November. The point was, I just wanted to talk about this movie because I felt in my bones that this movie was way more relevant today than it was in 2005. And I wanted to see what that was like. And I got to tell you, I'm not talking about the movie, my perspective when I started asking you a month ago, can we watch this movie? I was in a much darker place than I was after my 5th of November yesterday. I was very heartened to see the way America came out to vote on a special election, and to see the product of that voting makes me feel a little.
You don't have to talk your shit. We had some good wins.
No, what I'm saying, I'm saying it restores my faith in humanity a little bit. You know what I mean? And so I'm a lot more emotional today because of the 5th of November. And I know the election was the 4th of November, but we got to learn about the full outcome of it on the 5th, and that was kind of cool, because the 5th of November is a very important part of this story, and it's because it's supposed to remind us to always challenge authoritarianism. We are citizens. We are not products. We are not commodities. We are people that make. We have a voice, and we have the ability to make that voice heard. And so I'm very excited. I'm very excited to talk about this movie today. It was really cool. That's my 5th of November. Maybe that was a little bit more than you were expecting. I also bought the Dispatch yesterday at the end of the day, and started playing that. Are you familiar?
No.
It's a brand new game that came out, I want to say like 2 weeks ago. It's created by Critical Role and ex team members from Telltale Games. And it is a superhero story.
Yeah.
It's basically about it takes place in a world that's very similar to Invincible, where everything's a little like comedic parodies of other characters, but they're serious problems and stuff. And you play a character that becomes in charge of dispatching superheroes to different events.
I am familiar with this game.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's $30, and I picked it up yesterday, and I've been looking for a game that was like chill. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember how much I like Telltale games because they're chill. Like, especially if you disable QuickTime events. You
Some
know
of
what
the
I mean?
games are not chill.
If you disable QuickTime events, they're chill.
Some of those stories are not chill.
Okay, the stories may not be chill, but this one looked kind of chill. It was described as a superhero office comedy. That's the description on the game. So
A good when it goes on sale, pick up game.
yeah, go for it. I'll be done with it for sure by then. What about
I guess we're in on what we were doing.
Yeah.
Uh,
You asked me how my 5th of November was. I was just telling you.
my 5th of November, I was here, recovering from a long weekend. But my 1st of November, I was actually in New York. I was in New York for the weekend on the quickest of New York trips, watching my partner run the New York Marathon.
That's cool.
Funny enough,
Congrats to her.
my mom was there. I barely saw my mom or Selena this whole trip, if I'm being honest, just because we were moving about so often. But New York's cool. I mean, you've been to New York. It's a neat place to walk around, see all the different parts of the community. I think it really, without getting too sentimental, it is really the best of what this country has to offer in terms of everybody living together and cohabitating, and especially on the marathon day, the vibes are pretty high amongst everyone in the city.
I
Just
think
cheering on people running.
I think that statement is very true, and I think Tuesday proved that they are the best of us too.
Yeah.
So
cool. Yeah, walking around. Obviously, I was in Manhattan for a good chunk of the time, so walking around there, seeing all the places, the Avengers, Daredevil, Spider-Man, seeing where they all kicked ass was always fun. I ended up at Joe's Pizza out of Happenstance, and so for those of you that don't know, Joe's Pizza is the pizza place that Peter Parker works at in the Tobey movies, the second movie. It's funny because like I went in there, I'm like, very briefly.
Yeah.
When as soon as
much longer than the video game.
It was recommended to us just by name, like not Spider-Man pizza. Like we just asked a few people, like, where's the best pizza? And like, go here. And we get there, and I immediately like, this looks like Spider-Man. And the guy who actually looked kind of pissed off because it was busy, he's like, yeah, it's a Spider-Man place. And then he points at a big ass sign that says it's the Spider-Man place.
They ain't got no time for bullshit.
No.
That's how it is.
No. But yeah, great pizza, great time, great vibes. Again, I was only there, like I got in at 5 a.m. on Saturday, and I left at 9 on Sunday. I almost missed my flight, but somehow I made it out of Penn Station and to LaGuardia in like an hour. And I realized that's not like a feat that people can do typically.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
What
was your favorite thing you did there?
I mean, the baseball World Series was on.
Watched it on TV in New York.
I found I looked up the best Dodger bar, and I found one. There was one out there, and it ended up being a bar packed. I think it was like in Soho, packed to the brim with like 200 people. Like it was crazy packed. But I think watching it with that crowd, with that energy was something that was really, really neat.
Did you watch Game 6 there, or was it
7? I was boarding the plane at the end of Game 6, and then
okay. Game 7. So you flew back on Sunday, or
I was back on Sunday.
Okay,
I got back Monday morning technically.
I thought you told me you were doing a 24-hour trip.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little more than 24 hours, like 48 hours.
I got there. I left Friday night and got there Saturday morning.
Gotcha.
And then I left Sunday night and got back Monday morning.
Okay, that's pretty good. It's a decent trip. It's a decent trip.
But good times. I did absolutely nothing on my flight there and back in terms of watching anything. I did play some Balatro. That game hits like that game's addictive.
Yeah, I would disagree. I kind of got over that one.
I want to play their new game. They have like I guess Pong breakout style game. It's a breakout style game, but with the same Balatro meta of different shit makes different stuff go crazy.
Okay. Just going super roguelike in every type of game they develop. That's cool. That's cool. What else? What else did I do? I did finish my week of or my month of horror movies by watching the It movies and Welcome to Derry. If you have not seen Welcome to Derry, that show is bonkers. It is crazy.
I'm not gonna watch it, but if
really,
I'll watch it if they bring out the turtle.
You're not gonna watch Welcome to Derry? The violence is out of control on that show, man. It is impressive.
I did watch a little bit of I Love LA, but that's kind of more very opposite of Welcome to Derry.
Yeah, that's definitely not the same thing. But yeah, I was really happy to watch it because I it's been a while since I've watched that movie and or those two movies. And no,
do you like it too?
I did a lot more this time.
Okay,
a lot more this time than I did the first time. The first time I think I watched it, it was just too much pressure on that movie. You know what I mean? Like these actors can't live up to the kids and all this stuff. But watching it this time around, I'm like, they did their damn best that they could, and it's pretty impressive. So
I mean, the fact that they pulled it off, I think.
Yeah, they pulled it off.
Just is a testament.
Yeah, it's a great horror story. It's just a great story, and it's one of the better executed adaptations of a Stephen King story. So I can't really
hate about the new Running Man.
So have I. I've heard Stephen King and Arnold Schwarzenegger both love it.
Oh,
Arnold was in the original, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So and it's Edgar Wright. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've also heard good things about Predator Badlands.
Is that this week too?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man, I have my dad's in town this weekend.
Oh no!
And I imagine we're going to see one of the two movies.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think, what's more of a dad movie, Predator or Running Man?
Probably Predator. Yeah. Do you got anything else you want to talk about, or should we dip into some news? Or
we can get in some news.
All right, cool. Let's go.
Did you watch the new Wonder Man trailer?
Oh, there's another trailer?
There is another trailer.
I did not watch the new trailer.
Oh.
I wasn't aware.
I believe they gave it a date, January 27th. They might have already announced this.
Okay.
It's very similar to the one released at New York Comic Con early last month. Right?
October.
Yeah. But you get a little more story beats and the teensy tiniest hint that he has powers.
Okay.
He basically makes water in a cup move.
Okay. He's got ionic powers. It's hard for
me like my toothbrush. It does the same thing.
January 25th. I can wait.
27.
27. I can wait. I'm not in a rush for Wonder Man. I don't want them to rush anymore. I think I'm happy filling in the time with going back and watching old stuff. I don't know if you know Fantastic Four just hit Disney Plus.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, did you watch it? Yeah.
No, I was trying to I told Lindsay, she's like, "Ooh, I want to watch that." And then every
You've
time
seen
I
it
try to
twice now, though, right?
I've seen it twice. Every
Okay.
time I get her to watch it, she's like, "Nah, I don't feel like watching it." I'm like, "You're the one that said you wanted to watch it." So I have to wait until she wants to watch it.
I watched bits of it. Yes, I basically started when they meet Galactus, and then watched it through there.
Mm.
That
I've
movie
just seen
slows
it.
down.
The
I wanted to
movie's
see
rough.
I wanted to see how they did the Galactus because it's been on TV because they changed the aspect in the theater to IMAX. But man, that the argument that she has with Reed about where Reed's thinking about killing the baby, I kind of love. I love it even more.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the whole. That's like the best part of the movie, honestly. Like that's why the movie bums me out. It's because it's just like, this is it. This is the crux of our movie. Like everything else doesn't really matter. Just this discussion and yeah, I don't want to be salty about it, but I do want to watch it again, give it another chance. But I do know
I
that movie's made me want to go to sleep twice the
yeah.
times I've watched it. So.
I guess it reaffirms that like I think we have a good Fantastic Four. Like the four
Good enough.
Four are solid. We just need a better Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair assessment.
And that's fine. Like I think people not everybody, loved Spider-Man Homecoming, but we still had faith that he was going to be
got a good Spider-Man out of it. Yeah.
I mean, I love Spider-Man Homecoming, but I'm just saying I know there's people that are salty about it. So I will be sure to watch that Wonder Man trailer before our next show. What else? What else you got?
Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra.
The video game?
This is the Captain America Black Panther video game.
Is it finally happening?
Basically got delayed until early 2026.
Okay. All right.
Well,
this Invasion is still coming out like in a week or two, or in a month, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So in short, Grand Theft Auto got delayed to next December or next November. Okay. And immediately after they announced that they're moving, everything else is like, oh shit, we got to move. We got to adjust, because I'm assuming that the grip on the industry that game is going to have when it launches is probably it's shift your date type of stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But Grand Theft Auto is next year, like next December?
Next December, yeah.
Okay, and what was it previously? What was it previously?
It was previously this it was this August, if I'm mistaken. And then it's gotten progressively pushed back.
Okay, gotcha.
Early next year, next spring, and then now November. So
got it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, so what? So now this 1943 is pushed to
early 2026. Yeah.
Okay. I'm honestly not excited. Like, who's developing it again?
Oh, that's a good question. Skydance game.
Trying to remember what games they've done that I really like.
They have done Terminator Dark Fate. Archangel. Sorry.
Archangel. Yeah. I don't think I've played Terminator Dark Fate. What is that one? Or Archangel?
Terminator Dark Fate.
Should we just play demos right now?
A top down.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Like, I'm sure the story is good. I believe there's a good story to be told about Captain America meeting T'Chaka in the 1940s. I do believe that there is a good story. I've read a good story in the Black Panther comics about that. So, or I mean, a decent story, but I would like to see it expanded on in some medium, whether it be games or movies or whatever. I just don't know enough about gameplay and, what is, like, right now. I don't think it's enough to just be a Marvel game. Like
I would say it's like an Uncharted like.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. You got any other news?
Last bit of news: new Marvel Legends, X-Men Deluxe Nimrod figure.
Mm-hmm.
It's a they're
He's
using the same
different
mold
than
as the old one,
same
but
mold,
different heads.
new heads, new paint job.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
new
he's
paint
more of a classic paint job. The one that we got a few years ago was from the House of X Powers of 10 comic book.
Is
And
Nimrod? He's just a future sentinel.
yeah, he's basically like the ultimate
Is
sentinel.
Nimrod the one, or is there multiple Nimrods?
Depends on the story.
Okay.
In like House of X, like Nimrod is the ultimate one. It's usually like he's the ultimate one, but I think
Okay.
I think I've seen multiple of them in like in a cartoon or something like that. I can't remember. But
The
yeah,
Sentinel
he's
stuff gets kind of crazy.
what?
Did the Sentinels become?
They're Skynet.
Okay, that's okay. Now that makes sense.
They're
Like
Skynet. Yeah, they're 100% Skynet.
Software, and then they do their own thing.
The whole idea with Nimrod is they send Nimrod back in time to kill somebody to secure their future. Like it's literally the Terminator.
Oh.
So yeah, they're not subtle, but it's
Okay. So
it's
they
the
become their
mutant.
own like thing. They break off from Trask.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they do it all the time in the cartoon too. Like the Master Mold tries to like take over, and then the X-Men have to kill that, and then like Bastion becomes like the new Sentinel human hybrid, and he tries to overthrow humanity. Like there's multiple versions of Sentinels who always want to establish themselves as the superior race or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
but they just hate. They just hate mutants.
They draw the line gets blurrier. First, a mutant is defined as somebody with the X gene. Eventually, a mutant can be somebody who has two different color eyes.
I mean,
Do you know what I mean? What's that?
That is a mutation.
Yeah, but I'm saying like eventually the Sentinels just decide every living organism is of no use. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Does that make sense? They're just Skynet, dude. They're Skynet.
Yeah, they're okay. The Terminators.
Yeah. Future Sentinels are Terminators, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, there's still people. They have like camps. They have like slave camps and stuff like that, which is just funny to me. It's like, but you're robots. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
Like,
Why do they need people?
I don't know. I don't know. Comics. It's comics. Whatever. To give you hope, because if people are all dead, then there's no hope, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like Bishop has to have somebody to go back in time to save. Otherwise, what's he doing it for? Just because he's like, this sucks. Like,
I mean, it does suck.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a new Nimrod. I can't decide if I like this reissuing thing that they've been doing a lot. I don't know if you know, but they reissued the 20th anniversary Captain America today also.
Yeah,
and Astonishing Wolverine. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are kind of happy about the 20th anniversary Cap. He comes with less stuff, but he does come with a shield that is not broken. He came with a destroyed shield in the
Did he?
Yeah, the older version of him came with a. Or sorry, no. The 20th anniversary one came with a shield with 3 holes in it, so you could attach effects to it.
Yes.
And people were mad about that one. And then the next Captain America that came out came with a broken shield, and it's been a while. It was only the game.
Reissue isn't just the same one.
It's technically not, like from what I heard.
Okay.
Like they're giving people what they want with.
I like that Iron Man.
The reissue of the Iron Man, that it's like Mark III or something like that.
No, the 20th anniversary Iron Man.
Oh yeah, that's a cool figure. Yeah. I'm trying to stay away from reissues unless I specifically appreciate like the accessories or the paint jobs that they're
the
doing
Mark
on.
III though, that just makes sense. That's like you just have that toy on
Yeah,
shelves.
they want people to have the access to toys that maybe they didn't get
Yeah.
access to. So I'm not mad at them for that, but it makes it easier for me to not buy everything. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I'm like, well, I'm happy with what I got there, and
Do you
I
have the
honestly,
Battle Damage Spider-Man yet?
I do. I have all of the magic
Mm.
ones. Yeah, the battle damage one bums me out a little bit because they didn't do really cool battle damage to the face.
Mhm.
Like the eyes. Like I wanted to see his face done like Tobey Maguire is.
Yeah.
In the, because that's how the original battle damage toy was too. So but yeah, they're cool-ish. I like the Mary Jane's head sculpt. I think it's great. I like that I have a Man Wolf toy. Like he hasn't made they haven't made a Marvel Legend of him.
Did you ever get anything good? You said you were gonna buy a pack of the Spider-Man magic set.
I did not. I did not buy any of them. I considered it. I do have packs from the convention. They're like the foil packs. I have not opened them yet.
Oh, yeah, you should sell those.
Opened or unopened?
The foil packs, I mean, it's speculative, but they are valuable unopened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. But that's it. That's all you got for news?
That's all I got.
All right. I'm ready.
V for Vendetta, released in 2005, directed by James McTeague. Starring Natalie Portman, Hugo Weaving, and who else am I missing?
John Hurt, Stephen Ray, Stephen Fry.
It's based on the Alan Moore graphic novel from 1989.
Yeah, but they'll never tell you that it's based on Alan Moore. Legally, they can't because Alan Moore refuses to give permission to adapt any of his works into anything other than what they were. And so the workaround that Warner Brothers has done over the years is they give credit to the artist. All they need to do is get one sign off. And so
known hater Alan Moore.
Sure, that's one way to look at it. Like, I do understand Alan Moore's desire to keep things to their own medium, right? Like, I believe when he wrote Watchmen and when he wrote V for Vendetta, he wrote them to be a unique experience to read in a comic book form, and really leans into that medium. And so I do remember when I watched this movie in 2005, I felt like it was a hollow adaptation of the book. And I think that's really funny because, like, I don't think it's a good thing, but time has really helped that movie age well in the worst ways. You know what I mean? Because, like, I think we've all gotten a little bit of doses of the world that V and Evie live in that in that movie, and it's basically it's a comic book. It's a superhero version of 1984, right? Where the idea is like Big Brother is watching you, right? In every capacity. And so John Hurt playing Adam Settler, the Chancellor, it's actually kind of like a nod in the way that getting Robert Redford to play Adam Pierce in the in Civil War, or no, Winter Soldier. John Hurt actually was like the star of the 1984 movie.
Yeah.
And so, it's a little bit of a meta.
You like character baggage.
Yeah, you get character baggage. So anybody who is old enough to remember 1984, the movie, can watch this and be like, ooh, I see what they're doing there. wink and a nod kind of thing. But the reality of this movie is like, when I read the book many years ago, and when I watched the movie, a few years after, I think that the thing that really, I couldn't really quite see is oh well, this is London, you know what I mean? And I don't really know how things go in London. So I'm going to take you at your word for it that like that this is how things could turn out.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think what caused me to want to read this book or watch this movie again. It was when they took Jimmy Kimmel off the air. The second they took Jimmy Kimmel off the air, and Frank chimed in on our group chat that he's like, I preferred when they did this stuff only in my comic books. And and it reminded me that they did silence a TV talk show host in V for Vendetta many, many years before it happened in our real life. Thankfully, Jimmy Kimmel didn't have the same outcome uh, that Dietrich had in this movie. But yeah, it spoke to it reminded me about like it's important every now and then to read or consume media that's the subject matter is the warnings of authoritarianism, totalitarian governments, and the dangers of giving too much power to the government, right? And so that's what this all is. But I think the most charming part about this movie is you got to remember it's 2005. Hugo Weaving plays a masked character, and he never lets you see his true face in that movie.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is a post Matrix Hugo Weaving.
It is a post Matrix
Yeah,
Hugo.
so he's kind of riding a high there.
Yeah, it's a post Lord of the Rings
Oh
Hugo.
yeah.
Like Hugo Weaving is amazing. Okay, like let's just be real. This guy he's accomplished some pretty cool stuff in his
Yeah,
career,
Megatron.
and that too. But like for reals though, like I think Hugo Weaving uh is the most charming part of this movie because he really makes this character come to life without ever showing his mask or his face, right? Like, I mean, you kind of get at one point he plays like what Rookwood or whatever, like this character that's like in disguise, and we can kind of see Hugo's face in there, but it's still prosthetics and makeup and stuff like that, So like, it's really cool. It's really cool. But like, I think the whole idea of this movie is like he starts out as somebody who's has adopted the visage of Guy Fawkes, and for those of you who don't know, Guy Fawkes is like a figure from British history that wanted to challenge the power of the government. I'm talking about like I don't remember if it's like was it like 1400s 1500, I can't
So
remember.
yeah,
And he tried to blow up Parliament, and and uh they ended up making masks to celebrate this person, and those masks are something that you used to be only able to buy in that part of the world, but V for Vendetta made that mask
yeah.
a household thing. You know what I mean? And that's kind of funny because it's meta in the movie that he actually ends up mailing every citizen
The
a
mask.
mask, right? Like that, I do not believe is in the book. Just so you know, like in the book, it's just Evie that puts on the mask at the end of the story, and she becomes the new V. But yeah, but anyways, I don't want to just talk about the things that happened. I kind of just want to talk to you about like how did this movie make you feel? Like what did you feel?
So I did not watch this movie growing up. This is the first time I've seen it. I'm
That's
familiar
cool, man.
with the story just through uh, it's just from
Osmosis.
osmosis going to Comic-Con for as long as we have now. You take in things. Obviously, being on the internet, the Guy Fawkes mask is like a thing. Honestly, it was interesting to see where, I don't want to say where it started, but a lot of, I guess there's the part of internet culture that kind of links back to this movie, right?
Yeah.
I think
it's fair
to a lot of the more serious like activism culture stuff.
So
just goes back to this movie.
Yeah, so just to distinguish, I think you're right. I think this movie was a milestone for a whole generation of people who never really experienced that book. And I think the other difference is like, even, obviously, I think probably the reason I kind of disliked it back in the day is because it wasn't a faithful adaptation. But I think what I've realized now over time is that the Wachowskis and McTeague were adapting it to be something that was relevant to the now.
Yeah, right? Is the books a period piece too?
The book is in the 1980s. The book takes place in the 1980s. And I think the difference being is that the book is more about totalitarianism versus, or authoritarianism versus anarchy, right? He is an anarchist. That is what V is. He's a full-on anarchist. And I think the difference in the movie is it's more about liberty versus, versus totalitarianism.
I mean, it makes sense. You're like, it's just post 9/11.
Exactly. There you go. That's because the U.S. government started running wild, right? Like the Department of Homeland Security got a lot of power after 9/11. And we started taking away rights that were that we took for granted, and it just, the world became different. The world's never been the same after 9/11.
No.
And so I think that movie was answering. It was a response to that world. You know what I mean? So yeah, that I just wanted to make that clear. So you're not wrong in saying, I feel like there's a whole culture that came from that movie. You're right, because the movie, I think, was more widely accepted or appreciated than the book.
Yeah, I mean, that watching the movie now, there's definitely takes, or people are definitely using the movie, I think, to advance their own ideas, but not necessarily like the message of the movie. That makes sense. Like, it's kind of been co-opted by a lot of different parts.
Yeah.
For different reasons or different
misinterpreted
aspects. They're taking parts of the V-isms and running with it, but not taking them as a whole. And I think, I'm trying to think.
Well, I mean, we do that with everything, right? We do
do
that with Batman. They do that with Superman. They do it with any character that is that's speaking to power, right?
I don't think V's a great character, like a good character. I think again, in my knowledge of him, I thought of him more as like a Robin Hood type, and he's not that.
Well, I think you're not wrong. I think you're probably hitting the nail on the head in that, like, I think V knows he's not a good character. Like, V knows he's not a good person.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why V feels that he has to die at the end of his story, at the end of the story, so that tomorrow a new world is born that he doesn't belong in. So yes, you're not wrong. He's not a good man. He just goes around murder. He's a serial killer, really, right? Through this whole story, he's a straight up serial killer.
He's an anarchist. He's blowing shit up.
Yeah, but he's directly targeting specific people for murder too. That's not anarchy. That's premeditated murder, is what that is.
I mean, I took it as like dismantling society, whatever the society is. That act is anarchy. Like that.
Right. There's an anarchist core
Yeah.
to it. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. But like the difference being like the Joker in the Dark Knight is just like, I'm gonna try this thing.
Mhm.
Oh, that didn't work. I'm gonna try this next thing. Oh, like he keeps just trying random stuff to destabilize society. V is quite methodical. Like
Yeah.
he somehow knew the exact day that Evie was gonna jump out the window of her friend's apartment, and he was ready to capture her and imprison her.
Yeah.
And he had a whole jail cell, he had a whole prison cell ready to go in order to brainwash her. It's the levels of planning that V put into these things are honestly, they play out better in the comic book. Like some of that you know what I'm saying? Like it's a little.
Oh yeah. Like when she
Yeah.
comes out of the cell and she's like obviously pissed off, and he's like kind of brushing it off, like this is the only way. It's like, really? Like you
Yeah.
just like you just committed a war crime on this person.
Yeah. Exactly. I feel like that is the most amazing part of the comic, is that twist, because you got to understand, in the comic they're only drawing exactly what needs to be drawn in
Mhm.
each scene. They're only showing you exactly what needs to be seen. But like in the movie, I caught his hands. Like when he's the shadowy figure, and I'm like, so you're wearing gloves, huh? What are you wearing gloves for? And I kept trying to watch, like, and the movie's trying to show you what it wants you to see, but like
Mhm.
you can't help but like question it more. When you're seeing it as a comic book panel, you're just moving on to the next panel really fast, and so the build up is not as it's not as unbelievable, and then the reveal is not as unbelievable. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? The movie, that part was a hard pill for me to swallow, because it's like, yeah, I don't think you're really convincing me that what you did to her was for her benefit, bro. Like it's,
Yeah, like
but yeah. So he's toxic, right? He's toxic. I also don't know that I love that Evie falls kind of in love with him in this story. In the book, it's more of a paternal kind
mhm.
of relationship, and also Evie's a hooker in the comic. She's a teenage hooker, who does get caught at the wrong place at the wrong time by a group of fingermen. They're gonna do bad things to her, and V shows up and saves her. But like this movie felt the need to like class her up and make her somebody who worked at the TV station and had access to
Is
things.
this pre or post Revenge of the Sith?
Post, I believe. Yeah,
That'd
the
have been right
Star Wars
after, right? Oh five.
the Star Wars movies were started in the 90s.
Yeah, but Revenge of the Sith was 05, right?
I don't recall.
Yeah.
What? But they probably filmed Revenge of the Sith way before this.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Hmm.
But she's coming off at a high though too. Like
Yeah, and I honestly think, and Natalie Portman, it took her a little while to find her footing, but and I think she gets used in movies that don't serve her well. But I think V does an okay job, but it is hard for me to hear Natalie Portman faking the British accent. I don't know why, man.
oh
I like
yeah.
I get weirded out when Americans try to do the accent. You know what I mean?
Came
Like
out
it's,
right after.
yeah. So but like again, these are all weird nitpicks, but I think at the core of it, right? Like you saw why I wanted you to watch this movie, right? Like
Yeah. I, again, it's interesting to see, like, I don't want to get like religious, but like it's almost like we got to see like V1 Bible, right? Go back and look at it, and then now see what has become of that singular, you know, text. And it's like with this movie, like it's interesting to see where okay, the themes and stuff, ideas they explore, and yeah,
Yeah.
just like yeah,
Like I'm almost happier that you watched it for the first time in 2025 than in 2005. You know what I mean? Like I think
I don't
20
think.
years has helped this movie be more
I mean, some of the
palpable.
fights are kind of cheesy, we'll say.
Sure. Yeah, but he's a guy. He's a guy stabbing people with knives. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they
he's
have
a
like
little
little trails on the end
enhanced.
of them.
He's a little enhanced. Yeah, they're doing the Wachowskis had to have like a little bit of instead of bullet time, it's like knife time,
Yeah, they're like, I was like, why what's coming off of these knives?
dagger time. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Like,
yeah, the action. Like, believe me, no one was reading V for Vendetta for the action. That was not, I think the Wachowskis did the same thing that Zack Snyder did with Watchmen, which is like amp up the action to like 11. And it's like, I promise you, that was not why we were reading these comics. We were reading them because they were different from all the other superhero comics that existed. You know what I mean? So what, but you gotta put in action in order to sell tickets, right? Like I think that's the mentality, at
well,
least
back then, yeah,
in the
yeah.
2000 in the early 2000s. That's the mentality for sure, right? So we like V and Watchmen had to walk so that Agatha all along could exist. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like we
I do
didn't.
feel like this movie paved the way for a Watchmen movie to happen.
Did Watchmen come after?
Yeah, Watchmen was like, wait,
Okay. Yeah, for sure it did. At minimum, it paved the way by figuring out the legal workaround to get around not tagging Alan Moore in the movie. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I think that the cool part about this movie, or the sad or whatever you want to call, is just watching the way the government works, to manipulate everything that you would hold true, right? Like, when V first starts doing his thing and start murdering people that are bad people, the first thing they do is feed the news the story they want them to tell, right? And so now you can't even trust the media. Next thing you know, they're telling the authorities to round up people that do not vibe with the political agenda. And so you have the fingermen, like killing a talk show host for doing a parody of the chancellor, right? Like, I mean, freedom of speech is supposed to be something that we all hold dear, and we all know that it is our right, and that's taken away in this story too. And just one by one, and then eventually you start realizing that, like, oh, it's so much worse, right? Because, like, remember that horrible, like, terrorist attack that happened years and years ago? Oh yeah, it was actually orchestrated
yeah.
by these guys. You know what I mean? And when you start seeing all the pieces of the puzzle fit together, all for the sake of control, right? Like, it leaves a bad taste in your
I
mouth,
guess it
right?
makes the one thing that makes me kind of sad is I think a lot worse. A lot of the things that happen in this movie, the stuff that is enough to trigger that type of response amongst the public, I feel has happened. Right? I think we're beyond a lot of it, and it's kind of sad that we still
We still
have
don't have a
not.
V. We don't have
We
a V
still don't have
yet.
a V. Free Luigi, but
But you know what, Ricky? we do in our own realistic way, right? Because like that's what I was saying. The dentist that said to you a month ago, "Can we please watch V for Vendetta?" That was somebody who was responding to how horrible this world was. And here we are 2 days after a special election across America.
It's
and
better.
It's better, right? A little bit. It's increments. It's not like every time I watch a superhero movie, I'm like, God, that would be so great if Superman could just fly over to so and so country, grab their dictator, scoop them up, and say no, like, and then be done with it, and that's it. Like every time I watch Batman fly to China and kidnap a guy that deserves to be questioned by the authorities. I'm like, why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? But yeah, I'm not saying why can't we break all these international laws and stuff. I'm saying why can't we have superheroes that like
why
save
can't we break
us?
all these international laws?
I'm saying why can't we have superheroes that save us? And because reality. So we got to take what we get. And so I think that Tuesday was something really special for now. I hope that it's the start of a snowball effect, and I hope that the first Tuesday of next November is an even bigger thing. And but this is how we V it up. That's it. Like this is all we got. Like we're not gonna blow up. I'm not even gonna finish that sentence because I just don't want to get flagged. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, our transcribe's gonna put us on the list right now.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get on lists. I'm just saying, like, I think V for Vendetta is a great movie to watch if you're feeling down and need to feel a little bit optimistic about the future of this world. Because, like, as corny as it was in 2005 when everybody came out wearing that mask in the end of the movie, honestly, it didn't feel so corny today because, like, we just had our second No Kings March of the year, like a few weeks ago, right? Like, and it's funny because like our president was like, yeah, that's not representative of America. And I'm like, really? How many millions of people do you need to do that before you even can acknowledge it? And so if he couldn't acknowledge that, he's not going to acknowledge the elections. But like, people are speaking up in the ways they can. They're revolting in the ways they can, and it's cool. And so we just need to keep, consuming media that inspires us. And so I hope that my hope is just by us doing this episode, a few people will go out and watch V for Vendetta on whichever platform you want.
Yes.
And then you'll recommend that to somebody else, and we'll just get a little snowball rolling. I'm not endorsing the actions of V, by the way, in that movie, but it is a fun movie to watch. So
I'm looking up. You can buy a Guy Fawkes mask for as little as $6.99 on Amazon. They also have a premium one for $300. Interesting.
Is that like the premium Bible that you can pay several?
Probably.
Whatever. It's fine. I highly recommend go get a cheap one. I'm pretty sure I actually have 2 Guy Fawkes masks somewhere in my house because they gave them out at Comic-Con when that movie came out. So everybody in Hall H got that mask. So I probably have it somewhere.
Is there a sequel to V for Vendetta?
No.
Okay.
No, there's not. It's the one story. That's it. But yeah, at the end of the story in the book, Evie puts on the mask and she's the new V.
Mm-hmm. Like there's no Evie comic?
No, not that I'm aware of. Yeah. I think at a certain point it was like Alan Moore was just done with DC Comics and just like all the red tape that he had to go through. So he's just like, I'm out. And if there is a sequel, it's not written by Alan Moore. I promise you that. That's for sure.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at more of these masks. V for Vendetta hacker mask for Halloween party.
I mean, right? That mask has been co-opted by Anonymous, correct?
Yeah, it is the Anonymous mask now.
Yeah. Weren't they hacking the president a few months ago? Like, what happened with them? Are they? Did they get
I,
silenced? Are they gone?
I, I think they're just chilling.
They're just chilling.
Like
Gotcha.
like you don't want to say certain things. I don't want to.
Mhm.
I don't
Fair
want to
enough.
antagonize them.
But I think that's what you're talking about, it being co-opted, right? Like it's been
But
appropriated by
even
different
not
folks.
even. I mean, they're probably the most famous because they wear the mask. But even
Right.
other sects of the internet, sectors of the internet, they all have.
Do any of them wear fedoras?
Some of them do wear fedoras.
Okay. I'll have to look that up afterwards. All
Uh,
right. I don't know.
Anywho,
I don't know. Do you have anything else to add to this movie? Like, did you have a specific moment that was your favorite moment in this movie, or did you
I
see it coming with Evie in the interrogation and all that?
I I feel like
Okay.
I knew of a twist, but the twist, like I wasn't surprised of the twist, but I was surprised that it happened. I guess. Um, I kind of I do. I will say it is there is like a certain there's a certain O5 cheese to a lot of it, but it's it's of the better cheese.
Yeah.
Um, but would I watch it again? I don't know. Like felt kind of dirty watching it a little bit.
It's a little. It feels a little. You want to wash yourself after that one, because you're like, not because the movie's dirty, but it's because it's showing you things that feel a little too on the nose, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what it is, right? Like, I think my favorite part of that movie is, when he's going around killing all the people that were responsible for the horrors that he experienced in his life. When he goes to kill the doctor, who basically was like a Dr. Mangala, right? Like she was essentially like, somebody from the Holocaust camps that was
Mhm.
performing crazy experiments on people. But she has remorse. She's the only one that's experienced remorse, right? She actually feels genuinely bad for the things that she's done to him, and it and she's like, "Are you here to kill me?" And he says, "I already did 10 minutes ago." And she's like, "Is will there be pain?" And it's like, "No." And I really appreciate that, like, he had that sweet, tender moment with the one person that actually did feel any type of remorse. And then,
Yeah.
and
Like you gotta die, but
yeah, and she says, is it too late to apologize, or something to that effect? And he says, it never is. And I really like just the way Hugo Weaving delivers those lines. It makes me really feel something in that moment, because like I know that his character truly believes he has to kill these people, and I at least appreciate that there was a human connection happening between those two people in that moment. All the rest of them are just like straight up action movie murder, you know what I mean? Like, so but yeah, I can't praise Hugo Weaving enough for how awesome he is in this movie. That's reason enough to watch this. But if you're feeling a little low about the state of the world, check it out. Maybe it'll inspire you. Who knows?
yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got. I'm good. I'm good with V for Vendetta. I'll probably watch it again in 20 more years if I'm not in prison for going against our government or something.
V for Vendetta, ladies and gentlemen. What are we? Are we doing a show next Tuesday? It is it do be a holiday.
Next Tuesday's a holiday.
Yeah.
I'm down to do the Thor Ragnarok if you want.
Yeah. We might need to check on a date. But yes, Thor Ragnarok next week.
What is the holiday? Is it Veterans Day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not a holiday observed by everybody.
I mean, it's a federal holiday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you need to go do, I mean, I've never had that day off in the history of my life.
Oh,
Like as long as I've worked, I've never had that day off.
you typically now have that day or Juneteenth off.
Oh, you get the choice.
Well,
Or no.
I don't get the choice. The company decides for you. But
oh, gotcha.
But that's kind of how that went when that. Yeah, you were still working back there in 2020, right?
No, I was working. I wasn't working in the private sector in 2020.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, the change.
Yeah. Fair enough. Anyways, let's get out of here and let's talk about the whatever day we decide to do it. Thor Ragnarok's the next one on the list. We're going back to the bank.
With that legitimate